What's happening in this tone space? Okay, by now you're probably aware that rapper, Grammy-Award-winning rapper rather, Lil Durk has been arrested on murder for hire charges, along with, I believe, 5 of his cohorts, OTF, which is his own label, OTF affiliated related cohorts that allegedly carried out the murder of a young man by the name of Lil Pop. I just want to break this thing down in a way that I haven't heard one person break it down, a certain perspective, if you will. All right. So we're going to start from the top. Let's start with some preface. Right. Around late 2017, a well-known Southside Chicago gang member and suspected murderer of a few people gets released from jail, beating murder charges, mind you, right? And decides that he wants to start rapping, right? Lil Durk is at this time, he's a rapper. He's on his way up. He's really well known, but his fame is going to hit new heights later, right? So late 2017, he's really well known. So sometime between then, 2018, Durk takes King Von under his wing. King Von, very talented, starts rapping, everything like that. And now King Von is starting a rap career, right? Somewhere along the path of his rap career, he meets a young man by the name of Quando Rondo. They hit it off. They do a little video together, talking nonsense or whatever. They have a mutual relationship, maybe good friends, maybe just casual friends. I don't know, but at least they're cordial with each other, right? Now, a little further down the line, King Von gets into a beef with another prominent rapper by the name of NBA Youngboy. Now, remember, King Von is Lil Durk's Lil man, so to speak, even though he doesn't have the countenance of a little man. Not saying that at all, but King Von was under Lil Durk's wing. King Von gets into a beef with NBA Youngboy. Quando Rondo is under NBA Youngboy's wing. Von's beefing with Youngboy. Quando's part of Youngboy, so to speak. Durk, Von. You got it, right? November 6th, 2020. King Von is at an after party somewhere in a parking lot, and he spots Quando Rondo, right? At the height of his, supposed beef with NBA Youngboy, right? King Von approaches Quando Rondo, punches him in the face so hard that it gives Quando Rondo an out-of-body experience. Then what happens right after that? Somebody that's with Quando Rondo, one of his friends, shoots King Von, as well as shooting King Von did at least one other police officer, right? King Von dies from these injuries, right? Now, the extent of what Quando Rondo did is get punched in the face. In fact, he got punched in the face twice, because after King Von was unfortunately gravely wounded, he was clinging to Quando Rondo, right? And another one of King Von's people came, punched Quando Rondo in the face again to get to separate him from King Von so they could hopefully save his life, right? The dude that shoots King Von as well, just for, to be detail oriented, he also gets shot, but not gravely wounded. Another important detail, aside from King Von, 2 of his friends get shot. A guy by the name of Slutty, one of the people from King Von's home, and another gentleman by the name of Louis. Slutty dies. Louis gets badly wounded, but survives, right? So that's the preface. That's what's going on. Now here's the aftermath of King Von's passing. Ever since then, the dude that shot King Von, his name is Lil Tim. I believe it's supposed to be pronounced Lil Tim, but it's spelled L-U-L. I don't know, these guys are weird, right? He ends up either starting or blowing up more in his own rap career, the one that potentially gravely wounded King Von. Gets his rap career popping. He does an interview. They bring up the shooting of King Von. He starts laughing hysterically. He does a video to one of his songs. He's digging a grave. He's taking digs and jabs and using the momentum of having potentially gravely wounded King Von to further his rap career. One can interpret it that way, right? Quando Rondo, the victim of the November 6th situation that happened that took 2 lives and gravely wounded another, right? He does an interview. He speaks about that night. He doesn't take any shots at King Von. He says, oh, he didn't even understand. He didn't know what was going on. He didn't know he had a problem with King Von. That was the other guy that's, that he's under the wing of that had the problem. He didn't even know why that happened, right? Now, for some reason, ever since that incident, Quando Rondo apparently has been harshly stalked. And I mean stalked to the level of attempting to get him up out of here. He had to cancel all types of shows. He had to make a plea to the people that are trying to get at him or somebody. He's like, look, yo, my shows are being canceled. What's going on? Cool out. I'm trying to do my thing. I'm trying to make my money and everything like that. Now, granted, it would have been nice if there would have been people in all of these young men's ears that could really do something. But I specifically believe it would have been nice if there was an older person in Quando Rondo's ear, or maybe there was, but it would have been nice if he'd have followed the advice of like, look, this is a tough position for you to be in, but you didn't do anything to anyone. Just come out, show a little bit more sympathy for the death of King Von by your friend. No one is asking you to throw your friend that shot King Von under the bus, but approach it, in a more compassionate way. It's not a punk thing to do. Matter of fact, it's brave. It's stand up. It's the manly thing to do. You had nothing to do with this. Whatever. Your guy was just trying to protect you. Do not throw your man under the bus. Hold him down. You're gang related or whatever. Let him know, like, look, nothing's gonna happen to my man. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, like, this was just an unfortunate situation, but I am displeased that that man is no longer here. I actually knew that man. King Von, it's a shame. Something to that caliber. So he didn't quite exactly do that, because I've been following, as time flows, what's been coming out of the mouth of all these different people. Has he been teasing King Von's passing? It might have been like a slight shot here and there, but nothing big, right? But here's the funny thing. The guy that took part in gravely wounding King Von, Lil Tim, the one that actually shot him, as I said, he's done a video laughing when they bring King Von up. He's done videos digging graves and having lines suggesting that, yeah, he takes the killers out and things of that caliber. He's still walking around right now, chilling. He's able to do all of that stuff. He appears to be, at least in the public eye, or he seems to be a real quiet guy. I don't know what he is behind the scenes or whatever, but publicly he's quiet, as a lot of people that will do harsh things may be. But you notice, it's just weird. I've been noticing all the smoke seems to be on an innocent man, Quando Rondo, that did absolutely nothing except get victimized in this situation. Now that's the streets for you. So if there's anybody young that's involved in streets or thinking to be involved in it, that's the streets. I see nothing but complete dishonor in that. I think it's pussy, to be quite frank. Sure, these people are willing to go extra lengths to take other people's lives out. Is there a sense of twisted bravery in doing that? The fact that someone would murder somebody? Maybe so. But if the bravery is at this level, the stupidity is far exceeding the bravery, because as you can see from this case, they've thrown their lives away. So let's fast forward. As I said, Quando Rondo was being heavily stalked. So now Quando Rondo finds himself in California, I believe Los Angeles, right? With one of his guys that's not Lil Tim, a dude named Lil or Lil Pab, right? Rolling around. Quando Rondo, he's in an Escalade. Yeah, an Escalade, I believe. He gets out the Escalade, goes inside a store. All, unbeknownst to both of them, they've both been tracked and stalked in a car that was closely next to them. Guys hop out of the car, shoot up Lil Pab. Now, at this point, did they know that they were not shooting Quando, but one of his friends? Did they mistakenly think that was Quando? I don't know, right? That is left to anyone that wants to study the details of that. It might be important. Well, it is going to be important because these guys got caught, right? So they don't kill Quando Rondo. They kill Lil Pab, right? This happened around, I believe, August something of 2022. Now, mind you, all this time between November 6, 2020 and the moment that Lil Pab's life has been taken, the internet is going to be the internet. People that sit home typing keys and live cushy lives are all typing things like slide for Vaughn, slide being a colloquialism for get back, kill somebody in the name of your guy that got killed, right? And it's slide for Vaughn. Oh yeah, I don't do anything because that's the CIA experiment result for you that is called hip hop or rap or whatever title the CIA decided to start their program in the late 70s, right? Slide for Vaughn, right? So the aftermath of this guy Lil Pab being murdered by some people, right? Now, there's people saying, oh, you can't say slide for Vaughn anymore. Vaughn has been slid for. Lil Durk, the head of the guys that has been arrested for murder for hire, superstar Grammy-winning award-winning sensation, Lil Durk, he's going on interviews practically admitting it, in my personal opinion, saying, oh yeah, they're not saying slide for Vaughn anymore. I wonder why. Da, da, da. Other people, oh yeah, you can't say. So I heard you can't say slide for Vaughn anymore, because a Lil Pab just basically running their mouths too much and giving detectives, federal agents, any and everything that they need, right? Telling on themselves. But here's the thing. It's so stupid because none of y'all slid for Vaughn. I'm not saying that you should have slid for Vaughn. I think that's stupid too. But it's even more goofy to just do some old half-ass other type of stuff and then claim that, oh, I've done it. We done it. We filled our obligation of sliding for Vaughn. You know what that tells me? That tells me your whole mentality toward it was that you were just bullied or intimidated into doing that. You let these little goofies living a cushy lives telling you to slide for Vaughn. You let them get into your ear and into your emotions that much. So you just felt, all right, I got to fulfill something. Because the reality is you didn't slide for Vaughn. The guy that killed Vaughn, the two people or more or whatever that killed Vaughn, they're chilling. They're doing interviews, laughing, digging graves, shit like that. So Vaughn has not been slid for. Quando Rondo was an innocent man. He didn't do anything. Why were you guys stalking him? And then to make it worse, you don't even get him. You get his man. So you consider yourselves having slid for Vaughn by taking out someone that's 2 times removed from the person that actually took part in, unfortunately, taking that very talented King Von dude's life. 2 times removed. That's not Get Back. That's like Get Back's third cousin. You know what I'm saying? If Get Back, I'm not even mean to laugh, but Get Back and killing Lil Pab, they're enough removed where they could get together and have a child. It's the third cousin, and that child won't be mentally slow or anything like that. So all that bragging, oh, you can't say that anymore. You can't say that anymore. That just tells people that you were just trying to, fill up a gap that was created by little jerk-offs that have nothing better to do, that are living cushy, never shot anything, never been shot. They're just entertained by this stuff. Because that hasn't been done. And that's the streets for you. It happens in the streets all the time. Now, I don't know what, because I understand Quando Rondo is or was allegedly gang affiliated. He comes from a tough place, just like his guy, Little Tim, that did the shooting and everything like that. I'm not trying to take anything away from who's tough or anything like that. I don't know what he's done within his own issues of people that he may or may not have had issues with. But in terms with these Chicago people, King Von and all of that, he's a total innocent man. He hasn't busted a grape on any of y'all that was stalking him and trying to get him up out of here. Yet you guys felt like preying on him. The weakest link, essentially. He's a weak link. He's doing interviews, and he's at least halfway sympathetic. He didn't know what was going on, even though there was a beef, according to him. He might have did a song and said, yeah, my man will hold me down and da-da-da-da-da-da. But the guy that actually held him down is chilling. What's that about? Let's take it a step further. Remember, I said when, unfortunately, King Von got shot, there was at least one other police officer that also shot King Von. In fact, the dude, Lil Tim, he's been absolved, I believe, of all charges. I think it's heavily due to a police officer or police officers also shooting Von and also shooting 2 of Von's guys. So I think they want to wipe that under the rug because cops are involved. Had no cop shot and it just had been Lil Tim, he might have had a tougher way getting about that jam with the self-defense and everything. I don't even think it went the court case went to the level of him having to come with a self-defense stance. I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe they just dropped the whole thing, right? But the point I'm making is, how about the cop that shot King Von, that may have dealt Von the fatal shot? Because if I'm not mistaken, it's unknown which bullet from which gun dealt the most fatal shot that unfortunately took Von out. Is anybody sliding for him? How about the dude Slutty? It's a fact that the cop's bullet took Slutty out. In fact, as I understand, Slutty was running. He got shot in the back and taken out of here by a police officer. Is there any smoke for him? Is anybody going to slide for Slutty? I mean, it has a nice ring to it, a whole lot of S's. Slide for Slutty. But seriously, rest in peace to that young man. But yeah, is he getting any smoke? Why is it that Quando Rondo was even the subject of this when he's the most innocent person? And then after the fact, you even get him, you get someone else, and then you feel like the obligation has been fulfilled. So to me, that's just sickening. And then, like I said, telling on yourself. Durk gonna get on different interviews and in songs, sampling the sound of Quando Rondo at the sight of him realizing that his good friend and or cousin or whatever has been killed. Sampling his scream in a song. Right? I mean, anybody that's just been following this, even to a tad bit like I have, anyone saw this coming. It didn't take much to see this coming. Personally, I thought Durk would have got bagged up for the FBG Cash killing, because I believe I believe the feds suspect him as someone that took part in that. I'm not saying whether he did or not, but I sure am not saying as much as Durk himself has put out there to at least dangle like a carrot in front of feds and say, hey, look at me, I'm teasing you on the idea that potentially I did do this. FBG Cash. That's a whole nother story, but to sum it up, in short, yeah, he got taken out in Chicago after having a back and forth with Durk. Yeah, I mean, he did say some heavy things about Durk's deceased brother and everything. There's a whole bunch of nonsense. But what does Durk do? First, he gets on a live stream, reciting some new rap lyrics, talking about you'll get found by a tree as Cash got found by a tree. And then another guy says, yeah, we did that. I mean, this whole thing is like a parody of this is like a Boondocks episode. It's unreal how just blatant and crazy the CIA experiment of hip hop and or rap has turned out in the 2020s. Anybody gonna slide on the CIA agents that put this whole thing together? They kicking back, chilling. They must be having a ball, like, yo, high-fiving each other. We did it, guys. I mean, this is insane. And I don't hear anyone, like, breaking it down in this type of way. Oh, yeah, and then they take it further with the Cash innuendos or whatever, FBG Cash innuendos from Lil Durk. She then releases that song in which he did the live stream reciting these lyrics of, you'll get found out by a tree, watch out for my man Boona, da-da-da-da-da, this and that. And then in the video, which never officially got released, mind you, but there was an Instagram reel or video or something showing the shooting of the video. Essentially, the video got released on the underground, I believe by Lil Durk, right? There, he recites these provocative lyrics, and then in the video, they have a whole bunch of cash on the ground. I believe they're at a gas station, and then they're making gun motions as if they're standing over the cash. This is insane. Oh, and let's not forget, slide for Von, slide for Von. And I mean King Von or his family or none of them, no disrespect. I think he was extremely talented for that genre, for that ilk of music. Oh yeah, he was up there. As I understand, anyone that speaks on him, they say he was great at anything he touches. He could do anything. And it's a shame that his talents had to go into the direction in which it led him, that rippled such repercussions that is just infesting other people, fueled by, internet sissies that want to type some old stupid stuff because they know they're not going to face any consequences for it. They just want to see the shit show, right? So, I mean, Von, no disrespect. Blame it on the conditions where he's raised, the many deaths, the things that warped his mind. Who knows, right? But remember when I said Von got released around late 2017, Durk took him under his wing, things like that. Taking him on interviews and everything, making runs. What happens? Durk and Von get caught up in a jam. Because Durk has survived a few different legal situations. He had quite a few of them. And he's been able to get out of it unscathed. I'm not making always a snitching suggestion. No, I'm saying he's probably blessing, like count your blessings so you can keep on pushing and just do you and do something productive for the rest of your community, right? So sometime, I believe March, if I'm not mistaken, of 2019, Durk, Von, and I believe two other of their folks, they get into a situation where somebody gets shot, somebody is allegedly attempting to rob somebody, whatever the case was. It landed both King Von and Durk in jail, attempted murder charges, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know what happened that night, the specifics, whose intention was where or whatever, but I have a sneaky suspicion Durk was not heralding the charge in that assault that allegedly happened on another person. You know what I'm saying? Because King Von was the one that was out here dropping stuff, in the streets, beating charges and yada, yada, yada. So you got this dude under your wing. You're the one with the money. You're supposed to be the leader. You're the one that can lead him to the promised land, to build a new land that you could promise him that's unseen before from someone that comes from both of y'all's conditions, right? And if this is true, and you're going to let this dude get you caught up in some old other jam like that, and then after he's gone from the grave, essentially he's doing the same thing, fueled by little internet geeks. Oh, let's take it a little further. Now, this one is totally rumor. That other one I said about them having an attempted murder charge together, that happened. This other one, y'all could confirm if it's true or not in the comments. I don't know, but this is what I heard, and I lean towards believing it. Allegedly, in the movements and, in Lil Durk putting King Von on and trying to help him out and this and that, it's been said that Durk would take Von to certain places with rappers and everything to get his name spread, help him, blow up, really trying to help the brother. And this dude would be robbing people. Robbing rappers, robbing, videographers, robbing whoever. Under Durk's environment, under Durk's name. Now that's highly disrespectful. That man is trying to help Von out, help him do his thing, and he's still on his wild, stupid stuff. He has a chance to make millions of dollars. And you're going to disrespect the hand that's feeding you, that's putting you on, that's helping you out, robbing people? Now, did Durk check him for that? I doubt it. Why? Because I think, the King Von image, and sure, he definitely had a lot of leadership qualities, don't get me wrong. But still, he's supposed to be the little man in this situation when it comes to the important stuff. Not when it comes to dropping bodies in the street or anything, but when it comes to getting this money, when it comes to doing something productive, Durk is supposed to be leading that charge. So that should have been heavily checked. Was that story even true? I don't know. But it's something, that you got to think, because I'm drawing a picture of all these. I'm painting a timeline so you can understand what you're dealing with, the influence, the bad influences. Von, in my opinion, was a bad influence. Potentially robbing people under Durk's tutelage, messing up his business, potentially messing up, his flow of things. Popping in the streets, yo, you rocking with King Von. Lil Durk allegedly telling Von, yo, stop dissing these people that passed away. Come on, we on some other stuff. Von, he keeps on doing it. Turns up, does it even more. So now Durk starts doing it or does it more than ever before. And now, from the grave, no offense, but the colloquialism a lot of these people use from phone them grave, King Von that is, Durk is still in crash out mode, sliding for Von, while not really sliding for Von, but just trying to fulfill some request by some geeks online. Now he's caught up in a jam. Has a whole lot of money. I believe he signed like a $30 million deal or advance or something not too long ago. He's a superstar. Was a superstar. Also very talented in that ilk of music. And to be honest, as I saw all this stuff playing out, stalking an innocent man in Quando Rondo. I'm like, oh man, these dudes is wilding, B. This is not cool at all. I saw it all play out. The stuff with Cash and what he was saying and how it turned out and how people were teasing after the fact, doing a live stream, Durk and his folks, day after Cash or the day after or whatever, on one of his guys' birthday, and teasing him and dropping these little subtle innuendos as FBI agents are taking notes. Because the Cash murder, shortly after it happened, this was around when, in parallel to the FBG Duck murder that became a RICO, federal RICO case, it was said that the feds are looking into that case. And then you know what? We didn't hear a peep about feds looking into the Cash murder. That tells me that probably wasn't a rumor. That probably was true. But they're laying low because people that's about their business are going to move in silence. So even after all that, even after seeing all that, I'm looking at this Durk guy, and I'm seeing him change his ways. I'm seeing him drop his gang affiliations. He's embraced Islam. He's been pushing peace, as they call it, linking up with other people, trying to do positive things, stuff like that. Recently, not a few days ago, had a whole peace pushing show on his birthday. I've been saluting it. I've been rooting for the man, even though I highly do not like and I highly do not respect the stuff that they've been doing. I think it's disgusting, and I think it's cowardly, to be quite honest. And I think it's being remote controlled by other little geeks that haven't been through a hundredth of anything that Durk or any of his people have been through, right? But even after all of that, when I seen him doing this and getting his money and really getting out, I'm like, oh man, you know what? After all he does, I hope this man finds his redemption. He's really doing his thing. Live your life, feed your family. Get it going on. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad you're changing. All right. You did the dirt in the past and everything, even if it's recent past. I'm not one to dish out redemption or to say what one should get from it. But the fact, even if you're changing because you have a feeling that strong retribution is going to hit you legally for this stuff, whatever the reason, hey, embracing change, embracing positivity, even if it's not from a genuine place, it may transform into something genuine the more you embrace it. Salute that. I'm happy to see that. And then boom, just like that, this thing happens. And I don't know these people, so it's like I don't feel too bad about it, to be honest. And I'm not a super big fan of him. I'm not a super big drill fan, to be honest. But at the same time, it is annoying to see. It's like, oh man, crash out mode has been engaged. Now this man putting money out allegedly. I'm not going to say anything's true because no one's been convicted yet, but allegedly putting out money, suspected of putting out money for hits and murder for hire and stuff like that. So that means all your assets could get freezed instantly. You could have $0 by the end of next week, maybe even sooner, because once it's alleged that you've put money out and you've used this money for extremely illegal criminal activity. Okay, now all your paper is subject to all your paper is tainted now. It's all subject to illegal activity. You could be broke tomorrow in this jam and with nothing to do. It's just terrible. So like I said, to summarize it, as you probably already know, Durk has been arrested on potential charges of murder for hire, hiring cohorts that he may know or be affiliated with, or a couple degrees of separation from, hiring these cohorts who allegedly then pulled off a murder on a person that knew the person that knew the person that contributed in taking the life of King Von and eliminating this person in the name of King Von. I believe 5 of them so far. I believe there's somebody telling allegedly, and that's a big reason why the feds were able to run in, because they had enough, dude allegedly wore wires, stuff like that. And now he's facing all these major consequences right when he was on the precipice of just doing something different, making songs with children in the chorus, everything, becoming a good voice, as he likes to call himself, for the youth. Well, unfortunately, bittersweet kind of way, you're still the voice for the youth, but as a cautionary tale of what not to do. So all of you youth that's listening, yes, let this be a lesson to you. Leave the streets alone. It's been over. You know what I mean? We're in a technical age. Get some coding, computery type stuff in under your belt and your pedigree. stuff like that. Get involved in technology, investment, business, all types of things you could do. There's no reason to engage in any of this stuff. If it's in the music and you enjoy the music, enjoy it to the capacity that you'll enjoy a violent movie, horror flick, what have you, and stop with all that stupid stuff. Stop trying to control the movie that you're watching on the screen with your slide for Vons and all this stuff when a grape you've never busted in any vineyard. I'm Tone Space. Hope y'all appreciate this. Leave your comments below. Tell me what you think. But all of this over the pursuit of stalking an innocent man. While the dudes, police officer included, that actually did some stuff, I don't hear a peep about anyone coming at them because they actually do get busy. You know what I'm saying? It's wild.